Going well. How the antics going? It's been fantastic. We're on our very first Formicid run still and haven't managed to pilot it into an untimely death, at least not yet. Still a little bit of evening to go. Not too much longer, but it's something. So remember, I need MP for the Divine Exegesis, even though it doesn't take the MP. That is true. I was kind of thinking that it gives us slightly better use for channel mana, because that's the thing, is right now we're only using Sif for Divine Exegesis. Everything else is just completely useless. But I was thinking maybe doing some channel magic with the Mage Maulers could be kind of silly, but you do have a point that we want to keep generally 9 MP around, which is all of it when we're wielding this anti-magic staff. So there's something to be said for that. Let's see what L3 looks like, though this is where I'm most likely to change gears and potentially leave this cursed realm. Depends on what kind of enemy denominations we see as we make our way through here. Of course, the Zephyrmancer did have to show up. I was kind of looking forward to just using the Boost Bells. Oh, never mind, they're dead. Okay, I have to kill you before you get too close, or I guess I can bring you upstairs. Oh, right, and our stasis protects us from their nastiness. Heck yeah, brother. 1 and 1, that's the hope. You've done it before, but not with Infuse plus, only the normal Infuse. You wonder how many anti-magic Sif Muna runs there are in the books. Right? I'm not like other DCSS crawlers. It takes a certain level of stupidity and a desire to hold fast to my weird antics without any leeway to get this level of ridiculousness. Yeah, I don't know if I'd do the Sif Muna just for Divine Exegesis on purpose, ever. It's kind of silly and fun, but I'm not sure how much it's improved over, you know, just being like a NEM follower and deleting all of the worst encounters with a few well-placed deck draws or many other multitudes of selections there. I mean, I was kind of excited to potentially try out Okawaru, but we still have a few fighter-based species coming through the mix, I think. I mean, Naga, I think I have to go Che Briados just because I haven't really used Che in this series much, and it's honestly a disappointment in regards to not displaying just how much I love Che Briados runs. I think they're super fun and very much, again, they fit my ideal criteria that I'm always spouting, which is generally, does it make me change the way that I play the game? And if yes, then I'm a fan. Shafts are the bane of you. Oh no, Spindart, what happened? Please don't do Naga of Che, it's torture. See it? That's funny, Ninth, because I love Nagas of Che. Maybe I've just gone lucky. I haven't even ran that many of them, but they've all just been ridiculous powerhouses that are the perfect hybrid. But I'm guessing your experience hasn't been quite so forgiving in your own playthroughs. Oh, what the heck? I didn't see you there. Well, definitely want to chop through you. These elementalists are going to be the one thing that's kind of a thorn in our side and a pain in our rear. Okay, please don't mutate me too much. Feel weaker? I'm okay with that. Perfect. Excuse me, friend. If you could come right this way, we'll even pop around our corner. I mean, this anti-magic is doing wonders in terms of the elves here, so there's that. You love the new shaft change, though, Fawn, where they attempt to place you in a relatively enemy-free part of the target floor, if you understand correctly? Oh, that's pretty neat. It gets rid of what it seems like most people's biggest annoyance with the system is, while still keeping it around as kind of a fun adventure, because that's where I've always landed, is I do really enjoy when I get shafted, and then I have to think creatively in order to get through the situation. It's a lot of fun. But okie dokie, I need to file floods, this son of a gun. Oh geez. Okay. Then we kill you first so that you suck in the soul. And then we kill you before you corrosive bolt me again. It's already way closer than I'd like, but we're gonna just start digging. What the heck are you wielding? +2 Scythe of Pain. Okay, that's fine. 45 health. We have potential smites coming down on us. We at least have full negativity resistance. So I'm not too concerned about the Necromancer on their own, but this is definitely looking a bit nasty. I think I was rolling for a bit too long without actually thinking about the plan. Oh no. Well, that's bad. 45 HP, it's okay, just thinking of myself as if you hit on full HP. Hey, there we go. Will I ever update my flag to the one with the intersect symbol in the triangle? Ooh, that's a good idea. I'm not super up to date with the different iterations of the flag, so I'll have to check that out, but I'd love to, because full representation, hell yeah. Valfon, you have a V2 to V4 shaft in your current run, be landing in a small empty room and could strategize exploring out a safe radius. Nice. That's awesome. But okie dokie. I think what we have to do here... Well, let's... Hands off the keyboard, Torinski, before you do something stupid. Let us... My first instinct was to dig directly to the right, because it at least gets us back out of sightline. Because Damnation is no good. That's probably the... Damnation and Smiting are the two worst things right now. I guess you also do Damnation, so there is that. Oh, and you call it down. Oof, oof, oof. Very manga, I'd say. Star. But, let's take a look. Have I picked up anything that might change this since we were last in danger? Unfortunately, no Revivify, which would be kind of the big one here. Could summon horrible things to just get bodies in the way. Summoning and run. So yeah, I think summoning immediately is still a bit of a concern. Because if they just throw Damnation and it hits my summon, you don't think I have a safe turn to dig? It could die in that turn. But I think it's the only option I have, because if I summon... Oh, wait a second. Fogs of Scroll, of course. Depends on how lucky I get with the smoke placement, but that could get me what I need here. Just enough leeway to make my way. If I can get to here, I can dig through and out and hopefully lose most of them in the fog. Oof. No matter how you slice this one, it is not looking fantastic for Hugh Ant here. So at the end of the day, no blinking A, you're bad at symbols. Well, unfortunately, we're an ant boy, so blinking is not an option. Which is why I should be trying to plan a bit ahead instead of find myself in these nasty situations, because that's generally how you have to play Formicid. Again, it's almost a similar vein to even us just talking about Nagas of Che. With those setups, if you have stasis or you're as slow as a Naga of Che, then you just have to make sure that you're fully committed to any decision you make, and there's no going back. But hey, this is pretty much the end of the night one way or another. Either we die here, or we get out in one piece, and we'll probably be calling it, so there's no better time than the present to get rolling. That was not very good fog coverage, you son of a gun. Okay, so what's next? Lightning Bolt pierces, so that's bad. I do not have Death's Door, unfortunately, 9th. I was hoping that by this stage in the game we'd have either Death's Door or Dornir's Revivification, but unfortunately, no such luck. I mean, a potion isn't really going to cut it. If I step down and this buddy steps up, then I'm no longer in danger of damnation, so there is that. Most of you, I'm guessing, are too high willpower for a Fear Scroll. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a bit of a shame. Oh, this is gonna be rough. If I step down, he just stands and calls down damnation, though. Yeah, but that's not gonna happen, right? He wouldn't do that to me. You wouldn't do me dirty like that, would you, my Deep Elf Sorcerer friend? That seems rude. If I step here, I'm in sight of you. I'm hoping, or I'm trying to think of how I can get more fog tiles between me and my enemies here, because I feel like that's the only real solution. Alternatively, one more shot here. Is there anything that I've missed that is just a get out of jail free card? Anything. Border's Val Clutch, I love you, but you're not going to help us. Silence. Does Silence have enough area to save me here? I've never actually cast Silence, the spell, because generally as a spellcaster it's something I tend to avoid as much as possible. Let's go to Describe, and let's see if there's any more information to glean before we take a route here. Eliminate soul sound near the caster. How near? Okay. That's the question. The effect starts out with a radius depending on power, which will then shrink. So Damnation, I believe, is 7. It's full range. And yeah, the Deep Elf Priest can call it down, so they don't need line of sight. This buddy at least needs line of sight with Hurl Damnation, so there's that. And I doubt our Silence is going to be at 7 range. Even if it is, it's not going to stay that way for long, so that's unfortunately not the greatest of solutions. So finally, do I read a Summoning Scroll? Hope that Damnation isn't called down on me? And we still might have the tiniest bit of wiggle room. Or, and was there an or? Is there anything else I can think of? I guess we could try casting something like Silence. There's that. At least 4 range, they'll walk towards me because they have no other attack action, right? When they're silenced, yes, if the silence reaches them. So that's nice. And yeah, I was hoping that we could break line of sight, but I'm so paranoid because it's never as good as I expect. No, I think Thelphon means that they're just 4 away from us. So as long as our silence range is 4, they'll have to step towards us. They won't have any choice. And then we could switch over to our Vampiric Halberd and try and fight our way through, even though I do hate that just a little bit. I guess I'd drink Heal Wounds, then go with the rest of the stuff. But what is the hard and fast rule for Fog? It's something that I keep thinking I have a bit of a grasp on, and then turns out not whatsoever. Because I thought that 2 was enough to break line of sight from an enemy. But, like, I can still see you. Maybe that's through here, I guess. Is there any way to know what the range of silence will be via Divine Exegesis? I don't think there is. There's 2 of them, but not including the one that you're standing in. Okay, so if I move down here, these kids can't see me. This kid can only see me if they take the step forward. So that's something. Is that enough? If I go here, it's similar. No, you can still see me through that diagonal. So that's my only option, is taking the step bottom left. I think I'm down with that. I think that's about the best we can hope for in this current situation, this mess that we found ourselves in. So, without further ado, let's just go for it. I mean, what's the worst that could possibly happen? Wait, you weren't supposed to step there, though. You can't do that. So now I can step up to here. You can still see me. You'll lose sight of me. Then I don't quite have carte blanche to start digging, but it's getting real dang close. You won't be able to see me. You can only see me through glass, so that's fine, I think. Oh, I am getting real sweaty. It's hot in this room. This is an interesting situation, to say the least. I think that's safe. Then, is this safe? I think this might be safe. How terrible is heal, dig, and run? So heal, I'm worried about wasting even a single turn here, and that it might cause me to be in a bit of a predicament. Maybe not the most correct of assumptions, but I was trying to see if we could step through this slowly but surely, and it seems pretty dang close. So we could go for the heal here. Bolt of Draining shouldn't do too much damage to us, even if it hits. It does let this buddy come into sight range, and that's where I start to get slightly concerned. Otherwise, I could step one to the left here. I'm mostly out of sight. If the Annihilator takes a step to their left, they can then see me. So that's kind of lecky. I have to get far enough in here, though, that I can turn a corner, and then I'm pretty much good. So that's the game plan as it stands. So I think I do step to the left. It's just a step to the left. Then I'm digging. And I'm talking one of digging, right? Ent dig too slow. So Ent dig now is normal speed, but it just drains you. That's just as of 0.28, I believe. So normally 100% you would have been right, but fortunately they've kind of changed the dynamic of the dig a wee bit here. So we have a chance. But okie dokie. Is there a difference between me stepping down and across? I think it's pretty much equivalent. And besides the fact that maybe across brings me slightly closer to the stairs that we're aiming for, which is here. And then we just have to keep breaking line of sight for the wizard. Across breaks line of sight. So it breaks line of sight from this buddy. I think the sorcerer here is going to step up to here, and then they'll be able to see me again. I'll step across, I won't be able to do the diagonal dig to limit line of sight to one enemy. Can I not? Just dig. Oh, because then they have the double here. I see what you're saying. That's fair enough. You know what? Let's go for it. Then I'm digging up. Then I'm digging down. Then up. So much drain. Oh, shoot. Excuse me. You saw nothing here. Okay, so next step. This is probably the sorcerer, and they're gonna be up. So let's think this through. This is like some 5 steps ahead chess logic that we have to go through. They're gonna step up to here, and then they have line of sight of damnation. So what I can do is dig up this diagonal. Hopefully the Annihilator continues going down here to where they last saw me, and I can dip around up here, then down and across. Getting onto the stairs is going to be nasty, though. Alternatively, I step down, across, down. Where is the other stairwell? That's a wide open space that I'm not a fan of. Don't think I have to dig right away? You think I can just go to the left and then up? So left, then I'm in sight. Sorcerer pops around. And then I can go up. I mean, it's true, and then I have to go up and around. Like, I was trying to kind of cut corners and hope that that would give me slightly more advantage, but it is true that they have to step up at least. The main thing is I just want to know for a fact that we can break line of sight after that step. So I go here, they go here. I go here, they go here, I'm back in sight. I go up, they come up here, I'm out of sight, and I try and step around, and then I use my antenna to try and time it out. Ooh, and the Annihilator made it. Oh, the priest is looking at me, but the thing to note here is the Annihilator is in first, which means the sorcerer can't hurl damnation. Maybe I should have cut this corner, now that I think about it. This might be one extra step that I don't have. I think I have to go here. Okay, could have died. I still can kind of die here. Because you went up there, which is bad for me. So close yet so far. So, we have Smiting and Damnation to worry about here. So that makes me think it's not worth it to try and drink a Heal Wounds. We have you ready to hurl Damnation below, as well as Corrosive Bolt. If they roll badly, if they roll poorly, then I'm fine whether I drink Heal Wounds or not. If I drink Heal Wounds, does that give me even a single turn of safety? It kind of does. You do respect how much me and Ninth make decisions. You just sort of tab. See, that's fair enough. It's whatever you find the most fun. And I don't think I'd put in quite this level if I wasn't doing it on camera. I think that does kind of incentivize a little bit more of a thorough playstyle. But I do find it pretty fun to at least try to spin my wheels a bit and see if I can't figure out a plan forward. I think no matter what, I kind of spend 2 turns in Sightline, which I hate. I could read Fog now. Hope that it fills at least these 2. I guess it's not going to fill to there, which is kind of unfortunate. But it's something. And I have 1, 2, 3 turns of you walking up. I'm thinking Fog. Heal Wounds. And if you actually go up, I'm gonna Fog. They went up. I'm gonna Heal Wounds. Ouch. I'm gonna step. Oh my gosh, does it all come down to this? Oh, they lost sight of me, the fool. Why didn't they step forward? Oh my freaking lord. I still almost died because I forgot how long it takes me to walk upstairs, but get absolutely wrecked, my elven friends. Holy moly. Ooh. Well, yeah, that's a way to induce sweating. Why don't they let boxers who are trying to cut for the next big event know that they should just play video games on camera, and that's how you sweat away all of your water weight. Get off that stairwell before I accidentally step down in a fit of delusion, but hey, there we go. Sometimes it's worth it to put in this amount of thought. There's always the flip side of that, which is that I waste everyone's time and spend like 10 minutes humming and hawing over a decision and then immediately die. But when things go right, when the stars align, oh me oh my, is it ever a thing of wonder. So okie dokie, we'll have to see where we end up starting this run off when we return next week. But I'll be tempted to continue to to go through Elf 3. We'll see how it goes. Elf Magic can't melt steel beams. Yeah, that's the new conspiracy theory, the DCSS conspiracy theory. More likely, we'll start heading over to somewhere like vaults. Maybe it'll look a little bit nicer to us next time. We could even dip our toes into depths. The nice thing about vaults is there was a bit of a crowd waiting for us there, but we could always just immediately polar vortex and let magic run amok amongst all of those sons of guns. But regardless, that will have to wait for next week, because this is where we'll be calling it for the evening. It's been a really solid run so far with Huant. We're gonna need to get rid of this drain, of course, since we were just chugging through those walls on our escape attempt there. But this is why I really enjoy Formicid, because it completely changes my paradigms. I can no longer rely on like, oh, I have blink scrolls. No matter how stupid I am, I can always just double blink out of here and no way anything can touch me. And instead there's a little bit more of that planning, trying to think through what the enemies are going to do. And for that, I truly do love the Formicid. It's a lot of fun. But okie dokie. We will, of course, be back with this next week. Before then, on Wednesday, we'll most likely be playing a wee bit more Vampire Survivors. I don't know how much more of that game I have in terms of new things to kind of showcase on stream versus just kind of having fun with it, but we'll have to see. Regardless, Wednesday will be for that, and of course, as mentioned, next Sunday for the continuation of Huant, who's definitely gonna win. Not a doubt in my mind. If I can survive that, or not even me, I can't take any of the credit. If Huant can survive that, then I think they can take a little bit of Zot action, if you ask me. But of course, to end off the stream today, let's do a quick check to see who is live at the moment and who we can send a raid off to. Still no Lagitangs, by the way. Unfortunately not. There could be some in the Hall of Blades. That might be a good avenue to take at the start of next session. Because I wasn't planning on using staves. I was very much planning on just ramping up this Vampiric Halberd to a ridiculous stance, but can't say no to a Lagitang. Especially Lagitang and Shield. Ooh, oh boy. Doesn't get much better than that. Well, let's see here. It looks like, imagine it's slow. It looks like none of my fellow channels are currently online, which means we can do the backup strat of checking if anybody is streaming on DCSS. But in usual fashion, doesn't seem to be the case, so we might just have to call it here and let you all off into the wild world of wonder on your own. I mean, if anybody has a suggestion, somebody they'd like us to send off raid to, definitely let me know. But otherwise, this is where we'll end it. Definitely just say so in chat, even after I do my goodbye. I'll be looking out. We can send a raid off that way. But regardless, thank you to each and every one of you for enjoying the series with me. I hope you're enjoying it at the very least. I know I'm having a hell of a time, and I hope you are as well. Regardless, I appreciate you joining us, whether that be alongside here in chat, or if you're watching this down the road through VODs, YouTube, what have you, and of course you lurkers out there at the moment. Each and every one of you, I appreciate you joining us on the lovely adventures we try and get a win with every species in the game, and have a heck of a time doing it. Losing our minds just a little bit, but boy is it fun. So yeah, I guess regardless of all of that, I do hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you out there, and I definitely hope to see you soon. I'll see you.